Hello and welcome to a video with me, Ryan the Dorkman, as always. And today we're going to cover the Mystic class. So this is my first video in covering Unearthed Arcana. I'm running a bit behind because they've just released a additional wizard one this week, I believe. In fact, it's today, on this day of recording anyway. So we're just going to jump straight into it. So Mystic or Psionist, depending on what you want to call them. Wizard released a PDF few months past that had 5 levels if you wanted to dabble in as like an introductory, but they've decided that they're going to push out a 20 level version of the Psionist, or now it's called the Mystic. So you can get the PDF for free on the Wizards website. So this is free. So you look down there somewhere. I'll put it in at the bottom of the video, or I'll put it in the description. There's a link to that, and you can download it and you get this for free, so you know what it's talking about. However, I'm going to cover some sections on here, some thoughts of my own, that kind of thing, and let's just fucking get into it. So, the Mystic, as you can imagine, everything to do with your mind. So if you think of anything sci-fi or fantasy related that you've read, watched, enjoyed during your entire life, that's something to do with mystics, whether it's to do with things like Naruto or X-Men or other comic books, other things that aren't as, well known, etc., etc. So they can cover things as altering the composure of your body to do physical feats of extraordinary things. I'm struggling with my English today, which is rather weird. Or you can be a pseudo spellcaster and do those kind of things. So this is essentially what the Mystic is as a whole. If you read the PDF, it gives you some examples of mystics that they refer to. On the PDF, it gives you mystic quirks. So because you're more in tune with your mind, I guess that you might develop some sort of psychosis, or some other sort of odd little things that set you apart. So it gives you a D20 table that you can roll if you can't determine what you want, or if you can just pick from the list, or you just use this as an example to choose your own. So just to give you, if you haven't seen the list yet, I'll just give you a couple of examples. A roll of a 3 means that you never say your name. Roll of a 4 is you never wear footwear. A roll of a 5 is you always wear a mask. Or roll of 20, you often speak to an imaginary companion and only act with its blessing. So it gives you some roleplay options. It also gives you some examples of developing your own. If you want a mystic quirk, you don't have to, it's optional. It depends on the DM. It also depends on the player. So talk to your DM, ask them if they have an idea for a quirk, or if you've got something specific. Just talk with them and see what they say. Communicate with your DM. As a DM, I suggest that you should communicate with your players more as well. So quick build for a mystic is very simple. So your main attribute should be intelligence, and your next one should either be dexterity or constitution. And it also advises that your background should be hermit if you want to do a quick build. Obviously your background could be anything, but that's what they suggest. Hit points 1d8. So all the other classes that have a 1d8 for their hit die, it's very, very standard. It's not as big as your meteor tank, say barbarian, who's a d12. So yes, mid-range or just slightly above that curve. Hit dies at level, self-explanatory, 8 plus your con. That's essentially what you're going to get at the beginning. And then it's your standard 5, or you roll in your con for higher levels. You get light armor and simple weapons, which is nice. Intelligence and wisdom are your saving throws. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. You're more psionically attuned. So intelligence and wisdom should be your thing. Skills: Arcana, History, Insight, Medicine, Nature, Perception, and Religion. Notice all of those are to do with your intelligence and wisdom. Funny, eh? Which is good. It should be in line. Equipment: you start with a mace or a spear. There's your first choice. Leather armor or studded leather armor. Light crossbow weapon with 20 bolts or a simple weapon. Scarlet Spike Explorer's Pack, or you can buy your equipment as if you want to do that. It depends on how much you want to customize your character. Tea. The Mystic has got full 20 levels. It's got a chart, as you would imagine. It's quite chunky and it's got a lot of information on there. So let's just cover first level and just give you a few highlights. So ability score improvement: 4th, 8th, 12th, 16th, and 19th. So you have 5. You get psionics and mystic. You choose your mystic order at level 1, so you don't have to wait to level 3 to gain, beefier, abilities. And you gain something called Potent Psychics at 8, which improves at 14. Which improves at 14. So there's a couple of other things in there, but we're not going to cover everything because this video would be fucking long. So you gain a talent, 1 discipline, 4 psi points. They're called psi points, not key, so you have to remember that. 4 psi points and a psi limit of 2. So your psi points are points that you can spend like spell slots or like key points. You can spend those and do different things, which we'll cover in a moment. Psi limit is at this level, at level 1, you can use a maximum of 2 at any given time. So any combination you want, you can use 4 psi points, 1, 2, 3, 4, a 2 and then a 1 and a 1, or a 2 and a 2, or whatever combination that you want. I do believe that you get these back at a short rest, I believe. I'm quickly scanning for it and I can't find it, so we'll go through it anyway. So psionic talents and disciplines are 2 different things. So psionic talent is you gain 1 at level 1, you gain a second one at level 3, a third one at level 10, and a 4th one at level 17. So this is an interesting point about the PDF. So disciplines, you'll have 1 at level 1, 2 at level 3, 3 at 5, 4 at 7th, 5 at 9th, etc. It goes up. You get 8 in total maximum by the time you get to level 20. However, disciplines, so psionic disciplines, level 1 you have 1. Depending on what order you take, you get an additional 2, but there's some caveats about that. And when you level up, you can swap a discipline for another one, so you can change them out as you level up, which is nice. Talents, however, you don't. They're permanent. So you choose 1 at level 1, and that is your psionic talent of choice. You learn additional ones at higher levels, but it doesn't say in the PDF that you can swap them out as you level up, which tells me as DM that they're supposed to be permanent talents. So the ones that you pick are permanent, which is not a big deal, because features that you get in any of the other classes are all permanent. You don't get a choice. Some of them you don't get a choice, some of you do. These ones you get a choice, which is great. So it's good. So I don't really see a problem. It's just that in the PDF it doesn't specify, so I just thought I might highlight that out. So psi points, you gain them back when you finish a long rest. So you do have to go a full day before you get all of your psi points back. It also says that you cannot ever go below 0 or above your maximum. So at level 1 you have 4, so you can never go above level 4 if you have some sort of ability or trait or something like that. You can never go higher. Just to give you a quick glance, at level 2 you gain Mystic Recovery that allows you to regain hit points equal to the number of psi points you spent in that turn as a bonus action. So if you, as you're spending this psi energy, this mental energy, you're able to revitalize your own body. That's not even a word, but I'm going to use it anyway. Which is awesome. You should be able to do that. And I think that's pretty good because you're able to self-heal, which is quite nice. You get a little bit of a mixture. You're not overly too tanky because you've got light armor. You have a spear or a mace, so you do some damage, but not as good as a fighter or a barbarian or a paladin. So you should be able to heal yourself a little bit, and they do cover that with this mystic recovery. You also gain telepathy at level 2, so you can communicate with a creature up to 120 feet of you. They must know a knowledge, but they don't have to speak a knowledge. So if you have a creature like a guard drake that understands Draconic but can't actually speak, it means you can communicate with it telepathically and you can understand each other because you have that link. Your psionic ability has a DC, so that's 10 plus your proficiency plus your intelligence modifier, and your discipline attack modifier is your bonus, your proficiency bonus, and your intelligence modifier. Easy, it's just like spellcasting. Psionic Focus is within your discipline. There are a number of things that you can do, and these are the things that you're spending psi points on. So within that, they have focuses, and that's what you're spending your points on, and you gain things. So you have to spend a bonus action to spend the psi to choose a psi point, choose a psi focus. Sorry, and you can choose that, and then the trigger happens. That happens, which is good. You can only have one at one point, but you gain a couple of disciplines at level 1, so you've got a lot of choice. But if you stick with those, and as you level up, you'll unlock new ones, because certain things have a set cost. Some of them have like an upgrading cost. Let's just go through that right now. So, Mystic Orders. So there is Order of the Avatar. There is Order of the Awakened. There is Order of the Immortal. And there is Order of the Nomad and the Order of the Soul Knife. So, to give a quick description about what each of them are, I'll just tell you what the first thing that they can do. So, all of them apart from one, you gain bonus disciplines. I think it's Order of the Soul Knife. You don't gain extra disciplines because of the thing we'll cover in a moment. So, Order of the Avatar, as well as your level 1 disciplines, you gain an additional 2, but they have to be from among the Avatar disciplines. We're not going to cover everything because this video will be ages, but there are specific ones for the different orders, which is good, so it gives a variety. At level 1 with the Avatar, you gain proficiency in medium armor and shields. Nice, you become more tanky and more durable. Order of the Awakened, same again, 2 additional disciplines, but it has to be from the Awakened disciplines. You gain Awakened Talent. You gain proficiency with 2 of the following skills of your choice: Animal Handling, Deception, Insight, Intimidation, Investigation, Perception, and Persuasion. So you gain additional skills, which is nice, because you've awakened more abilities within your mind. Order of the Immortal, 2 additional disciplines have to be from the Immortal disciplines. Immortal Durability, at level 1 your maximum HP increases by 1 per mystic level, so you get a little bit of a bump, which is nice. In addition, whilst you aren't wearing armor or wielding a shield, so it's different from the barbarian, your AC is 10 plus your dex plus your con. So you can't hold a shield, which is different, but it's situational. Order of the Nomad, two additional disciplines, but have to be from the Nomad disciplines. Breadth of knowledge, you gain the ability to extend your knowledge, and when you finish a long rest, you gain 2 proficiencies of your choice, either 2 tools, 2 skills, or 1 of each. You can replace one or both of these selections with languages, and this benefit lasts with until the end of your long rest. So you can mix and match per day what information you can unlock. So if you think of people with like eidetic memory, it's kind of similar to that, but you don't have proficiency in everything. Otherwise, you'd be just ridiculously powerful, and you'll have just proficiency everywhere, which is shouldn't be like that, which is nice. So it gives you flexibility to swap them out as you want. So if you go into the abyss, you can swap out for the abyssal language or the infernal, or if you go into, if you're going into combat with a dragon, you need to roll athletics checks or whatever it may be. You might want to just speak Draconic, but you get the point. Order of the Soul Knife. So at level 1 you gain proficiency with medium armor and martial weapons, and you also gain the Soul Knife feature. So you don't gain extra disciplines at this point with the Soul Knife, which is fine. So Soul Knife means as a bonus action you can create scintillating knives of energy that project from your fists. Does that sound familiar? You cannot hold anything in your hands while manifesting these blades. And you can dismiss them as a bonus action. Basically, you're more or less Wolverine, but with psychic energy, which is fine. Who doesn't want to be Wolverine, right? For you, the Soul Knife is a martial melee weapon with light and finesse properties, and it deals 1d8 psychic damage on a hit. So you're proficient. So that's 1d8 plus your con. Or you don't add your con, because you're proficient with it. I would say that you don't, because it has the light and finesse properties, but it doesn't specifically say that you add your con, your dex or your strength modifier. So I would say as a DM, I'd say no. As a bonus action, you can prepare to use the blades to parry and gain +2 to your AC until the start of your next turn or until you're incapacitated. Nice little choice here and there. Order of the Wu Yen, that's one that I missed out of listing them. So you gain 2 additional psionic disciplines of your choice, but they have to be from the Wu Yen disciplines, and you also gain Hermit's Study. You gain proficiency with 2 of the following skills: animal handling, arcana, history, insight, medicine, nature, perception, religion, or survival. Different range from one of the other orders, but a new range of skills for you to choose from, so that's not pretty bad. They all have things that you unlock at level 3, level 6, level 14 as well. So I don't want to cover them because there's too many. Just going to quickly go over some. We're going to cover 2 disciplines, let's say, and then we'll just give you an example, and then move on to the talents. So let's cover Brute Force, Immortal Discipline. You augment your natural strength with psionic energy and granting you the ability to achieve incredible feats of might. Psionic Focus. Whilst focused on this discipline, you have advantage on strength athletics checks. So as soon as you go, I'm activating Brute Force instead of the other 2 that I have, you have advantage on strength athletics checks. Great. Right. Next turn comes around. You can use 2 maximum side points at this point at level 1, and there are, in this feat, you can actually use all of them straight off the bat. So there is Brute Strike, Knockback, Mighty Leap, and Feat of Strength. So the first 3, you can use 1 or up to 7 psi points in the action, or the last 2 is just a 2-point psi point thing. So the Feat of Strength, as a bonus action, you gain +5 bonus to strength checks until the end of your next turn. Not forgetting the fact that you have advantage on that as well. So you roll 2d10, whatever your modifier is, plus additional 5, you become extra strong. Great. There's a lot of synergy in that. Brutal Strike. As a bonus action, you gain bonus to your next damage roll against the target you hit with a melee attack during your current turn. The bonus equals +1d6 per psi point spell point spent, and the damage, the bonus damage is the same type as the attack. If the attack has more than 1 damage type, you choose the bonus damage type. Which is nice. Mighty Leap. As part of your movement, you jump in any direction up to 20 feet per psi point. So if you're at level 20 and you can use 7 psi points, you can move and jump 140 feet. Yeah. 140 feet. Crazy, right? Let's choose another one. Flicking through. Let's choose another immortal one. Giant Growth, immortal discipline. You infuse yourself with psionic energy to grow to tremendous size, bolstering your strength and durability. Psychic Focus. Whilst focusing on the discipline, your reach increases by 5 feet. So you've got a spear that reaches 10 feet. You now have a 15-foot reach because you're able to grow in size, or you have a larger frame, etc. There is Ogre Form or Giant Form. Ogre Form is a 2-point psi choice. So concentration lasts for a minute, and Giant Form costs 7 concentration for 1 minute. So you need to be later levels to get that Giant Form. But Ogre Form, as a bonus action, you gain 10 temporary hit points. In addition, until your concentration ends, your melee weapon attack deals an extra 1d4 bludgeoning damage on a hit. Your reach increases by 5 feet. If you're smaller than large, you also become large for the duration, just in case grappling and such like. Which is good. If you're using hand to hand, you gain an extra 5 feet, and you do an extra bit of damage, which is cool. Exactly. So you can either focus on that, or focus on your psychic focus. Psychic talents are minor abilities that require psionic aptitude and don't drain a mystic's reservoir of psionic power. Talents are similar to disciplines and use the same rules, but with 3 important exceptions. You can never use your psychic focus on a talent. Talents don't require you to spend psi points to use them, and talents aren't linked to mystic orders. So we'll just cover a couple. So Blade Meld. As a bonus action, one-handed weapon, Blade Meld. As a bonus action, a one-handed melee weapon you hold becomes one with your hand. For the next minute, you cannot let go of the weapon, nor can it be forced from your grasp. So if you come across something that's notorious for knocking things out of your hand, can't do it. Light Step, Psionic Talent. As a bonus action, you alter your density and weight to improve your mobility. For the rest of your turn, your walking speed increases by 10 feet. And the first time you stand up this turn, you do so without spending any of your movement if your speed is greater than 0. So you can't, if you get knocked down at the end of your movement, you cannot get straight back up. Yeah. So as long as you have movement, you can get up. Mind Thrust. As an action, you target one creature you can see within 120 feet of you. The target must succeed on an intelligence saving throw or take 1d10 psychic damage. So notice it doesn't say if it fails they take half. It's all or nothing. It's not costing you any psi points. So I personally don't see a problem with that. You're not wasting if you're wasting points, then I'd think that needed to be tweaked. But it seems to be okay. That increases. So when you're level 5, 2d10. When you're level 11, 3d10, 17, 4d10. So these things do level up with you. Just cover the last one. So Psychic Hammer. Scroll. As an action, you try to grasp one creature you can see within 120 feet of you with a hand crafted from telekinetic energy. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw or take 1d6 force damage. If it takes any of this damage and is large or smaller, you can move it up to 10 feet in a straight line in any direction of your choice. You can't lift the target off the ground unless it is already airborne or underwater. So you can do smash damage and just shove it somewhere. So you're kind of doing a force push, etc. Increases to 2d6 level 5, 3d6 at level 11, 4d6 at level 17. See a pattern? And there's a number of them. There's one that does a ranged attack. There's one that does illusions. Little things, nothing too extensive. So all in all, the Mystic class has a lot of versatile things to it. It has a lot of versatile features, things that you can choose from, things that you can swap out. So your disciplines you can swap, talents you cannot. I'm excited to have one of my players try this in one of my campaigns. Or try this myself, be part of this playtest that Wizards like to do. So that was the Mystic class, and this video has gone a lot longer than what I anticipated it to, so I'm going to end it right there. If you look down below in the YouTubes, you will see the like button. Give me a like, lets me know that you want to see more content like this, and I will cover more of the Unearthed Arcana in the future. And I'll be doing more other videos as well as streaming every other Wednesday with our web group, which is going pretty sweet at the minute. So put anything in the comments that you want me to know or anything you want to see, and I'll be more than happy to enable you. Just going to shut up and let you get on with your day. So I'll see you in the next video. It's been Ryan. It's been a pleasure as always. So play more games. Take care of everyone because we need to. Stay positive, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. So I'm going to cut the video there, and so if you look down the bottom, we've covered pretty much happy to do. I'm fucking repeating myself.